All right. Let's start with the list then, Caleb.
Yeah, so we're just gonna start with Lena, and then if anybody else wants to go, they can just say so, and we'll get you in.
So I'm writing. The words I chose were banana frog. Banana frog. What interesting words. A banana frog is a baby fire that slowly grows and sparks into an inferno. Arson. That baby fire becomes a Babylonian French fry. I wonder how they tasted. Did they exist back in the Babylonian Empire? A lion potato. A potato with long, luscious lion mane. A lying tomato. Pretending it didn't squirt out juice in the human's eye before it was dropped on the ground and forgotten until it was stepped on. Splat! A lazy tomorrow. Nothing to do. You don't have to do anything until you're lying awake in your bed in terror, remembering that the forgotten homework that was due the next day. A loud thunderstorm keeps you awake until lightning strikes your head. Guess you're asleep now. Forever. Goodbye.
That's great. That's very fun. So there's a couple things to say about it. First, let's just talk about the way that it produces, the way that it uses, as we said in the presentation, a kind of sound logic to produce content. So Banana Frog becomes, the first rhyme that you make, or the first play that you make, is actually not word play, but image play. So you take a banana frog and you say that it is a baby fire, which is to say it looks like, you're creating a little metaphor there. And then from baby fire, you start the word play. You have inferno, Babylonian French fry, or French fry. So inferno becomes French fry, empire, and then lion potato, a potato with a long lion mane. That's very Lydia Davis moment there of you. And then the lion potato becomes a lying tomato, and a lying tomato eventually becomes a lazy tomorrow, and a lazy tomorrow becomes a loud thunderstorm. So there are other fun rhymes throughout the entire poem. There's a little wordplay with the word to do, nothing to do, and the homework that was due. So there's all kind of little fun moments like that throughout. Tons of rhyming, internal rhyme and end rhyme. And then what you have at the end, the second thing I would say about the poem, not just the fun wordplay, the way that you use the language to create these transformations throughout the poem, but you have this moment at the end of the poem that we could call the poetic turn, where a thunderstorm keeps you awake, but then you have this little image play here, until lightning strikes your head. Guess you're asleep now. And the thing about this poem is it's not just a kind of it's not just a shift in tone and also in narrative, but it's also a kind of a shift in sounds, because throughout the poem I've been expecting little rhymes throughout here and there, not consistent rhyme schemes. You don't have a rhyme scheme per se, but you do rhyme. And then suddenly at the end I keep waiting for the concluding rhyme, and it doesn't ever come. And so it almost enacts or performs the shocking ending, the kind of incongruous rupture of lightning. The rupture of lightning at the end of the poem comes in the form of the expected but never arriving rhyme. It's really great. Actually, I think, Lena, this is one of my favorite things you've read in this class, in this entire class. Truly, yeah, it's really fun.
Thanks, Lena. So Ethan's put his into the chat, but Ethan, do you want to read it to us?
Okay, so my poem's called The Armpit Monkey. And I owned an armpit monkey. For some reason, I hated it. Maybe because it sounded like Harmwit Donkey. Everyone knows I hate harm. Harmwit Donkey sounds ominous, even though Harmwit has no meaning. Also, an armpit monkey sounds like a chicken, literally. It shrieks mad, shrieking the word yeet, which sounds like yeast, something that I also hate. Yeet also means throwing things, something related to harm. I hate life. The armpit monkey ruined it.
Whoa. Wow. That poem is so good. That wow, that's amazing. I love this poem. I hate life is such a good line in this poem. So the line I hate life is kind of like Lena's ending where the lightning strikes. So in this poem, the lightning strikes in the form of the poet suddenly giving us a very direct statement where he says, "I hate life," and then that becomes funny. The armpit monkey ruined it. This is an amazing poem. So many fun sounds. It's also so this poem is really great because, like Lydia Davis's poem, it's not just about sounds. There's something. It feels like there's something important going on in the poem. Like you have these lines where you say, "Everyone knows I hate harm," and then later on, yeet also means throwing things, something related to harm. I hate life. And there's some kind of connection between harm and life. And on one, wow, this poem is amazing. It's really amazing. It's a very serious poem for that reason, because it's about harm and hating life and the connection between life and harm. But it's also a very silly poem. And to pull off this kind of tonal range, Ethan, in a single poem is so hard to do. In other words, to be serious and funny at the same time is a major achievement. Oh, my mother's calling me. Sorry, is a major achievement to do something like that, and I'm so impressed by this poem. It reminds me of the great American poet John Berryman. It reminds me of Mary Ruefle and obviously Lydia Davis. And then I also love the couplet. Also, an armpit monkey sounds like a chicken, literally. So you've been talking about how the word armpit monkey sounds like it sounds like Harmwit Donkey. That's funny and everything. And then you go, no, but actually it sounds like a chicken, like it makes the sound a chicken makes. It's so good. That's because, and that's another one of those little turning moments in the poem, where you've been doing one thing and now you start doing a different thing. Like, oh, it sounds like this, it sounds like that. But then, oh, but also it sounds. So now you've changed the meaning of the word sounds from the word sounds like to the thing sounds like. You see what I mean? Okay. Anyway, that's an amazing poem. That was really great, Ethan. Thank you.
Thanks, Ethan. Next up is Emma.
My poem's pretty crazy, but let's see. Inbox. In a box, you can hide many marvelous things. You can also get correspondence, but that's boring. In a box, a tin box. A tin box would be a safe place for your treasures. In a box, tin box, twin box. If you ever meet a twin, you can store them in this box and marvel at them. In a box, tin box, twin box, kin box. All your kin would too love a box. In a box, tin box, twin box, kin box, bin box. Make your box as big as a bin. Advertisements. A trash bin. In a box, tin box, twin box, kin box, bin box, fin box. The sharks are scared of you now. In a box, tin box, twin box, kin box, bin box, fin box, sin box. Like Pandora's box, an evil box. Your box will store all your secrets and sins right there in that nook in your head. In a box, tin box, twin box, kin box, bin box, fin box, sin box, gin box. Oh, alcoholics, oh, drinkers, this box comes free. In a box, tin box, twin box, kin box, bin box, fin box, sin box, gin box, pin box. Yes, it is for sewing. In a box, tin box, twin box, kin box, bin box, fin box, sin box, gin box, pin box, win box. Win a box, a contest will be held. In a box, tin box, twin box, kin box, fin box, sin box, gin box, pin box, win box, zin box. Zin was a writer if you didn't know. Buy a box, for I'm stuck with an inbox.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah. The form of that poem is so cool, and nothing like I've never seen anything like it before. So what you do in that poem is the word inbox. So first of all, you have this opening, I don't know, stanza or sequence of lines where you are very clearly punning on the word inbox, which is either one word, inbox, like the kind of inbox that someone has in their email, an email's inbox, but you're also playing on the two word inside of a box, in a box, and you call attention to that pun in various lines at the beginning of the poem. It's very clever. It's really smart. It's very kind of like winking, very witty. And then what you do is you transform the phrase inbox into other kinds of boxes, and with each box comes a very witty epigraph or claim or image, or a sequence of images. And so each of the transformations on the word box takes on its own, like it brings something new. It's almost like you're opening the new box. So you're going to open the fin box, and the sharks are scared of you now, or whatever. And you're going to open the gin box, and that box comes free, or whatever. So each of the boxes comes with its own little poem, its own little linguistic treasure for us. So it's almost like we ourselves, as we hear the poem, are opening these little boxes, and little things are being revealed to us about each one. It has the effect of a chant or an incantation, a kind of twisted, maybe kind of manic or obsessive prayer. Yeah, it's almost compulsive and consumptive, even as it reveals these boxes. So it's really great. Another fantastic poem, Emma. Thank you for sharing. It's always good to hear.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love it.
Thanks, Emma. So next up is Ellie. I'll go ahead and read it.
Oh, thanks. Oh, I see it's in the chat. Okay, yeah.
A water bottle sitting there, the water having a connection with Washington and bottle with robots, then becomes Wa-robots. But they are watery water robot. I mean, Wa-bottle. No, water bottle. Wait. No, it is an I-Tob Retob. Is it an L's Tom remawing?
Oh man, these are so good. This is the best writing this group has done all year long, truly. Ellie, this poem is wild. I mean, I like the first lines, I was kind of on board with it. I was like, okay, this is interesting. The last four lines, this is so bizarre, and really the last two. I mean, this kind of reminds me of the Bernadette Mayer poem that we read at the very beginning of class. It's like, is it an L. Tom Reed? It's so weird. So it's so good. The language is so. And this is what I'm talking about, Ellie. This is the kind of thing that I look for in poems. This language is so fresh. It's so original. It's not the kind of thing you find anywhere except in poetry. And yeah, I have no idea what this poem is about. But it doesn't matter at all. It's just really exciting. I mean, when Caleb read those last four lines or so, it was just like someone was shaking me alive, it's invigorating to encounter really fresh new language like that. This poem is amazing. I love it. Yeah. It's also to connect a water bottle with a robot is very surprising connection as well. It's great.
Thanks, Ellie. So unless anybody else wants to go, that's it for today.
Great. Yeah, wow, those poems were so good. I'm really excited about them all. Yeah, really awesome. I mean, truly, I think we saw the best poems that we've seen from Lena and Ethan and Ellie, and maybe Emma too. I don't know. All class. Yeah, it's really awesome. I love these. Thank you. Yeah, for a poem to confuse you, it can be a pleasure to feel lost in a poem, you know, because it's not always such a pleasure to be lost in the world, but because it's not a pleasure to be lost in the world, it can be a pleasure to lose oneself in a poem, or to feel lost in a poem, or to be disoriented in a poem. So yeah, Emma just wrote "I love." Sorry, I didn't mean to write that.
And I finished writing the sentence.
Yeah. Oh yes, I love that too. Yeah. Yeah, the retort. So funny. So good. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, thank you all for coming. I mean, I just got really excited by these poems. I mean, the last couplet in Ellie's poem is so good. And I hate life. I mean, so good. Like Ethan, let me just say, the kind of line in poetry that reads "I hate life" is so hard to pull off, and you pull it off because you lull us into it. You know, it sneaks up on us, and all of a sudden you just announce yourself. I hate life. Wow. Yeah, it's hilarious and tragic all at the same time. Really amazing, amazing. I can't even tell you how excited I am about these poems. I'm really hyped up about it. Okay, anyway, you're free to go if we reach in. Stay on after if you have questions. Otherwise, I'll see you all next week. Thanks for these poems. Really fun.